Oh no, welcome to Grandad's allotment. So I'm just here today to do a bit of harvesting and tidying up. Not been down for a couple of weeks since the last video when I did the big tidy up after my holidays. So yeah, just giving things up. It was a bit of a loss this year, but I'm going to harvest what I can and cover the beds with cardboard and stuff and do a bit more pruning and tidying. So I'll let you see what I'm up to. So I think we'll start in the big greenhouse because it's a bit of a jungle in here. So I think what I'm going to do is just harvest everything I can, strip it all back. Nothing's going to ripen now, so it'll all just be cut and dropped. And yeah, see what we've got. Right, I've harvested a few tomatoes from inside the greenhouses. I'm going to cut a little bit back now and let ripe what's left. I'm going to tackle this bit next these beds because I want to get some bulbs planted in these today. Got a load of bulbs. So that's the Japanese wineberry. So the yellowy leaves are last year's growth, which fruited, so they'll all get cut down, and the greener ones here are this year, so I'm going to train it that way this year, and then I just alternate between the years and I know which one's fruiting and which one's not. Same with the, cannot see for the sun, but same over there for the loganberries and tayberries. I cut all them down. That's all new growth, so that needs tying in. Right, let's crack on with this. So I'm just having a bit of a break. I've done one of the sides with the Japanese wineberry, tidied all that up. I've cleared the bed underneath it and trained the wineberries and loganberries. I've cleared the bed and I've planted 60 tulip bulbs in there. I've had to use some soil from elsewhere, but I'll show you that in a bit. But because a couple of the raised beds have started to rot out, they've not done too bad, to be honest. I've had the pallet collar raised beds in, I would want to say 7 or 8 years. It was one of the first things I did when I took over from my dad. In fact, even before I took over, he was still around. I did it so that it was easier for him to potter about. So yeah, 7 or 8 years, and the bottom boards have just started to rot out on a couple of them. So they've not done too bad, and they're not lined. I know everybody says, oh, you should line them with plastic and stuff like that, and they'll last a bit longer. But you know, I paid a £5 for each pallet collar originally when I bought them, and of the last 8 years, I think that's a job well done. So I'm going to take a couple out, and the space I'm going to leave, because I think next year I might change them all around in the layout a little bit, but the space I'm going to take the 2 out, I'm just going to keep for next year is buckets, you know, the 30-litre containers and 45-litre containers, and do some stuff in there. Might do some carrots or something like that in that space. So it's not going to be wasted. I just really struggled this year to get stuff done and harvested, to be honest. It's been an odd sort of year. I don't know if anybody else has had the same, but got stuff in no problem, even though it was a little bit late, but it's never sort of done anything. And then I've been away and I've not been down to water, so my tomatoes have gone in, they've shot up, and you know, well, on the first couple of weeks they've never been watered, never been touched. So yeah, they've shot up, but they've not been trained, they've not had any feed, so they've not produced much. So yeah, next year I'm going to get on it a little bit more. I'm going to do stuff in the beds that I can just do and leave. Sorry, my sandwich. Yeah, just do and leave a lot more. I'm going to put a couple of beds to flowers. The dahlias did well this year, even though I didn't get to cut them, but you know, they put on a good show, so I'm going to do a lot of cut flowers in a couple of beds. Dahlias, cornflowers, you know, things that you can you can cut and take away, gladioli, that sort of stuff. So yeah, do a bit more of that. The apples and that are just about ready to harvest, so I'm going to do that today. What else am I going to do today? I've already done the tomatoes and the big greenhouse, thinned them out a bit. There is still a few on there ready to ripen, so now you can actually see them. They might actually ripen. I'm going to thin out the little greenhouse with the grapevine. Grapevine's taken over again. I don't know whether to keep that. I'm going to thin it out again. I'm going to take another truss off, so there's only one truss on each side. I've got the outdoor grapevine now, which is starting to produce. I mean, it's only got tiny ones this year, but next year I should get some decent bunches of grapes from the outdoor one. So I might just do that and then keep the greenhouse for tomatoes or chilies. I might turn that into a chili greenhouse actually. Put some benches in. Well, I used to have benches in when my dad had it, but I took them out. But yeah, I might put them back in. So I've waffled on for a bit. I'm gonna sit and have my cup of tea. It's, what is it, the 12th of September the day. It's about 18 degrees at the minute. It's red hot. It was the last few days. It's been a bit overcast and a bit cold. Even quite frosty. We've had to put the heating on in the house. But today is lovely. It's Monday and day off today. Back at work tomorrow. I've been off for the weekend. Been to Harrogate Flower Show over the weekend, so I put that video out yesterday, so hopefully you have watched that. It was interesting. Didn't get a chance to do much video recording because of obviously lots of people in public. But yeah, I'm probably going to do it next year. I'm going to do definitely going to do the spring show. Come back with loads of stuff, loads of bulbs and stuff for this year. But hence why I'm planting bulbs today, because I brought a load back. And yeah, lots of good ideas for next year. Right, I'm going to crack on, have something to eat, and I'll show you what I've been doing in a minute. Right, so I'll show you what I've done. As you can see, for the sun shining through, it's not a very good day. So I trained the Japanese wineberry across this year, this side this year. I've taken out all of last year's growth, which was trained that way. Do it that way so I know which way, you know, what I'm taking out, because sometimes you can't tell. I've cleared out all of this. The two fuchsias I've sort of unearthed. I've cut back the rosemary in the corner. I've planted in here 60 tulip bulbs and mulched over as well. Cut back the rose in this bed here. I've cleared out, this is the loganberry, so I've cleared out all of the dead growth and left the new growth, so this will train up and across that way again to the left. So I don't know if you can see, but yeah, I've got tulip bulbs in here, and I'm going to mulch over the top of this now with some soil which I'm taking from the other beds. The tayberry bush again thinned right out, all the dead wood out last year's. This is just this year's growth, and again it'll be going off to the left again for this year, and then when the newer shoots come at the back of the year, I'll train everything to the right. That is another tayberry, and again I've pulled that right, you know, cleared everything out of there. So I'm just going to get this covered now. So there's some alliums in there, that's the white ones, and some mixed tulips in there, and these will be for cut flowers. And then I've just got to start on the rest. Right, I'm just going to do a bit of potting up here and a few cuttings. I've just cut back all my rosemary, so I thought instead of composting it, I'll do a few cuttings. Just keep them for next year, because that's gone a bit woody now, so it might eventually come out. So while I've got them, and it's a sunny day and I've got a cup of tea, so quick 5 minutes to spend a bit of time doing some potting up. So this is just multi-purpose compost I've got with a bit of perlite in it. So I've just cut my rosemary back hard, and I'm going to take the semi soft tips off fairly long shoots, but they don't, you know, they can be quite small, don't need to be big. So I'll leave them a couple inches long, strip the rosemary off, and I'll be likely to give it a bit of a scratch into some rooting compound and into the side of a pot or a corner of a pot. I'll do 4 in each. Once they've rooted, I'll split them up into individual pots. Should have saved some of this rosemary and dried it. I might do that actually. It's 4 in a pot into some damp compost, and we'll crack on with them. I'll see you in a bit. Right, there we go. That's a tree of rosemary potted up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18 pots of 4 in each, so 72 free plants. They'll need potting up once they've rooted, like. Right, I think while I've got stuff out, I might do some potting of grapevine cuttings. Do that next. Right, I've got some grapevine cuttings. I'm just doing these in some rose pots. Again, I'll do 4 in each pot, and then when they've rooted, I'll pot them up. Same compost. These are semi-soft cuttings. That's probably about 2 weeks growth. That's the live tip on there. So I'm going to do 2 parts. Put it just below the node. Take those leaves off. Again, bit of a scratch. Into some rooting compound and right down the side of the pot. I'm going to take these off. Just leave the one. So again, just below the node. So I've got it the right node. Just below the node. If you want me to scratch. Again, this is just a couple of weeks growth, to be honest. Now I know that the leaves look as though they are upside down. That's because it was dangling down. It is actually the right way up. Yeah, that's the first 4. Pot full. Just go load. These all take cuttings. Just a no-brainer, I think. Free plants. Not that I need any more grapevines or anything, but I will just give these away. Probably won't give them away. Right, there we go. 8 free grapevines. Right, so I thought I would do a few seeds, flower seeds for next year. Got some snapdragons, some clary sage, some nigella, and sweet peas. They're the ones I can do now. So these are all cut flowers. I said I was going to do a few more cut flowers this year in the beds. Let's do the sweet peas first. I'll do the sweet peas in sort of pint pots because I've quite got deep roots. Again, same. Pot and compost, some ordinary pot and compost and some vermiculite. So these are Noel Sutton sweet peas. We do 5 to the pot. So 5 little balls. And when it comes to it, I'll just plant out the whole pot. But these will tick over right through the winter. Again, 5 per pot. just finish off there. School pick-up time, so that's where the dog's barking. People are going past. Catches when I've finished. Right, back in the greenhouse. I've potted everything up, so that was my rosemary, my grapevines, my clary sage. I've done some candy tuft, some cornflowers, snapdragons, some more sweet peas, and the sweet peas I showed you earlier. So that's my starter for autumn sowings. I think I'm just going to harvest some apples now, and then I'm going to head off home. So see you in a bit. Right, just going to do some of these apples. You can see some of them are starting to get a little bit pecked at by birds, so stop them getting them. I'm going to start and harvest. Basically, if they drop like that, they're ready. So let's clear this tree and the tree over there. Right, that's my harvest of apples for this year. There is a couple of scabby ones that the birds have had, but they're not bad. They'll all just go in for crumble, to be honest. So not bad. I have left a few on, a few little ones, but to be honest, they'll probably just drop anyway. The ones on the floor are ones that have been packed up by the birds. I'll leave them for the birds. They'll have them. Right, I'll show you what I've been doing with the beds. There's Winston. So I've just cleared the beds and covered them with cardboard, as you can see. This bed here where Winston's standing, that was rotten at the bottom, same as this one. So these two are coming out. I've used the soil from this one to go where my bulbs and stuff are, over on the far corner. And this one I'll just probably fill the buckets, and I'll use the buckets for planting next year. Because eventually this area I'm going to take, well, this one's definitely got to come out because it's rotten. That one's starting to go, but I'll probably do another year. These ones are all right. Let's say they've been in 7 or 8 years, so I've got no complaints with them. But I think I'm going to sort of redesign all of this area anyway, get some wood and do it again. As you can see, I've chopped all the rosemary back. It probably needs a bit more. It's well woody now, so I might cut it right down and replant it with some of the cuttings on they've taken. Cleared out some of these beds of the strawberries and stuff. Dahlia beds still to do over there because there's still some flowers to come on that. That's the sweet pea. I'll probably harvest that next week. Not sweet pea, sweet potato. Currants, there were white currants in there with the fuchsia in front. I'll probably take some cuttings of them next week. In here, as you can see, grapevines taking over again. Tomatoes aren't getting a chance, to be honest. Grapes are doing well, you know, got lots of grapes on, and they are quite nice, but they are really sweet. But for what I use of them, you know, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? I would rather use the tomatoes. So I think this one's coming out next year. I took the middle one out this year, but I think that one's coming out. I'm just going to leave the bottom in, and the same on that one. I don't know. It's just too much to keep on top of. It's, you know, too rampant. If you want your grapes to ripen, you've got to take the leaves off. So see in there, you know, they're not coming to anything. Just tiny grapes. So it might be time for it to come out. Who knows? Right, time to finish off. I'm heading off home now. It's probably about 4 o'clock-ish. I've been here since about 10:30. And that's going to do me for today. Right, I'll catch you on the next one. See you in a bit.